with being one of the most distinguished actors in Britain, she has been a spokesperson for the feminist movement from the early days of her career. Before the movement of modern feminism and female empowerment was relevant to society, particularly in the Hollywood world, Emma Thompson fashioned a career in entertainment in the early 80s that proved that a woman can create her own and stand her ground when it comes to her own business. To this day, Emma Thompson's story is inspiring. Born into a family of actors, it made sense as to what Emma would pursue career-wise. Half English and half Scottish, Emma would spend her holidays in the Scottish countryside, making her feel more Scottish than English. Having grown up in a family that promoted creativity and education, the young Emma went on to study English literature at the University of Cambridge. There, she enrolled in a comedy troupe that consisted of fellow comedians who would be big names later on in English entertainment and ultimately worldwide, like Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie. The Footlights Group, it was called, and Emma, who was the first female performer along with an all-male group, would perform sketch comedy while studying at Cambridge in the late 70s, early 80s. She ultimately became the first female vice president of the Footlights Group and co-directed the troupe's first all-female revue. Emma discovered the concept of feminism during her college years, and she started dressing more grungy and tomboyish to not conform to what society wanted her to look like. After graduating from Cambridge in 1980, Thompson set out to appear in sketch comedy shows on TV, which she collaborated on with her fellow Footlights graduates. The connections that Thompson cultivated early on with Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie clearly helped push her career forward. The idea of a female comedian was a novelty in English show business, particularly a college-educated feminist comedian. Her experience in TV got her work in a West End musical in '85 called Me and My Girl. This was Thompson's breakthrough, and more successful appearances in TV followed, like in Fortunes of War and Tutti Frutti, which garnered lots of attention. She also wrote and starred in her own TV comedy specials. Also at this time, in the late 80s, Thompson began collaborating with her then boyfriend Kenneth Branagh, an actor and director. This union on and off screen advanced both of their careers. Emma's attachment to Branagh made her public image sort of dependent on Branagh because of their extensive work together, particularly on stage, focused on Shakespeare's plays directed by Branagh. Emma's first film appearance was in 1989 in the film The Tall Guy. In 1991, she appeared opposite Hugh Grant in Impromptu, and in Dead Again, directed and co-starred by Branagh. 1992 was yet another highlight year for Thompson, who appeared opposite Anthony Hopkins, Vanessa Redgrave and Helena Bonham Carter in the adaptation of Howard's End. The Edwardian-themed film focused on the themes of class and gender, and Thompson actively pursued the part of the forward-thinking, independent young woman Margaret Schlegel. Thompson won this role effortlessly, and it became an important role because it helped Emma stray away from her association to Branagh. She could finally become more of an independent entity rather than the other half of a successful duo. Howard's End eventually became an instant hit and got nominated for 9 Oscars at the 1993 ceremony. It won 3, which included Emma Thompson's win for Best Actress. Thompson became an overnight international success. Although Emma was now a big star independently, she still returned to the big screen with her husband 2 more times in Peter's Friends and Much Ado About Nothing. Thompson and Branagh's on-screen chemistry proved successful every single time. Why wouldn't they collaborate time and time again if the result was a success? Moreover, Thompson joined Anthony Hopkins once again in the 1993 film The Remains of the Day. It got nominated 8 times for Oscars and nominated Thompson for Best Actress in 1994. Furthermore, Thompson was nominated for Best Supporting Actress at the same Oscar Awards for her role in the movie In the Name of the Father opposite Daniel Day-Lewis. Thompson, now a reputable star, starred in a typical Hollywood film, Jr., but her true calling was in more romantic, classic films like in Sense and Sensibility in 1995. Thompson adapted the Jane Austen novel into a script herself. She developed the script for 5 years until it came to the big screen. It was directed by Ang Lee and co-starred Thompson, Kate Winslet, Hugh Grant, and Hugh Laurie. Thompson was a big Jane Austen fan and proved her love for the writer in this film. Ultimately, Emma Thompson made history at the 1996 Oscars when she won Best Adapted Screenplay for Sense and Sensibility. This win made Thompson the first and only person to have won a Best Actress and Best Adapted Screenplay Oscars. By 1995, Thompson and Branagh separated, and during the filming of Sense and Sensibility, Thompson started to date fellow actor and co-star Greg Wise, who would eventually be her second husband. More successful films followed, like The Winter Guest, directed by fellow actor Alan Rickman, who also appeared in Sense and Sensibility, and co-starred Emma's own mother, Philida Law. In 1998, Thompson mesmerized audiences in Primary Colors. Kathy Bates, an Oscar winner, starred in this movie too. Although Thompson would weave in and out of Hollywood and British cinema effortlessly, Hollywood executives kept trying to relocate her to LA and headline big Hollywood movies. But Thompson, who was always down to earth and true to her own set of integrities, refused to take on Hollywood fully. In fact, at the height of her career, she backed away from the industry as a whole in order to give birth to her daughter in 1999. In the early 2000s, Thompson naturally gravitated back to the spotlight in films like Maybe Baby and Wit. But her career truly rejuvenated in 2003 when she appeared in cult classic Love Actually, alongside iconic British talent like Alan Rickman, Colin Firth, Liam Neeson, Keira Knightley, and Hugh Grant. In 2005, she wrote the screenplay and acted in Nanny McPhee alongside Colin Firth. The filmography of Dame Emma Thompson is never-ending. To name a few big titles, she starred in Harry Potter, An Education, Brave, Burnt, Beauty and the Beast, and also starred in the live-action Cruella, which is soon to come out. Emma Thompson is loved by all generations of cinema goers. She is known for her portrayal of intelligent, sensible women with a strong moral compass, but with a sense of humor and irony. She brings a down-to-earth and endearing presence to her characters, and her big moves as a scriptwriter and actress make her a big name in the entertainment industry, and to this day she holds her own on the screen as a leading lady.
Finally, I would like, if I may, to dedicate this Oscar to the heroism and the courage of women, and to hope that it inspires the creation of more true screen heroines to represent them. Thank you so much.